24-hour sun. I mean, we're still stuck on that.
I've just sent you a link.
Never mind the link. I want you to explain it.
A new pole star is a pretty fantastic claim with absolutely nothing but words to substantiate it.
Oh,
where does this theory come up? We're going to have a new pole star. That's a good one.
Okay, let's reside. I can't explain it, but can you explain?
So you cannot explain it.
And can you explain 15 degrees every hour on a flat plane?
We can't explain it. We're still striving for the answers. We don't say we have all the answers. What we say is that the model you provide and you tell us that we have, we know it's wrong and we can disprove that. D-Marble has just showed a video which debunks your model.
But religiously explains it.
Well, here, look, the explanation of how it works on a flat plane comes from two observations. One, it comes from the fact that where there is no measurable curvature, for one. So that's the basis of, I mean, it's a flat plane, period. So how does that work on a flat plane? The same way that eating a freaking salad works on a flat plane. It just does at this point.
That's the best you got. It just does. So Anthony's answer to the two pole stars was, I don't know. And yours is, it just does.
Okay, so explain how it works on a ball then. The link. Oh, that's right. You sent the link. So you don't really have an explanation for it. At least I'm willing to go out and look for these answers myself and record the evidence and bring it back to present.
Yeah.
Whereas you're pulling links from some other source.
But on the one-way tracking the sun, you don't use a solar filter, and then claim that it gets smaller as you go away.
Yes, because you couldn't actually see it. Because you couldn't actually.
You move the laser as well. Apparently, I'm not seeing it. I can't quantify that, but qualify that. Sorry.
Should I move the laser? Is that what happened?
I don't know. I've not seen your test.
Hang on, you've not seen his. You've not seen.
So you're going to talk about something you never even seen it.
That's ridiculous.
He's going to.
This is why you guys make yourselves.
I'm making assertions. Making assertions.
Yeah, you shouldn't do it. Shouldn't do it.
This guy is so close-minded. If you don't even look at the stuff that we put out, how can you even come on the panel and still pretend to be a ball earther?
Honestly, I'm starting to think he doesn't even understand the questions that he asks us. I don't think he knows anything.
That's okay.
Did you even read the link that you just sent?
What did it say? Not verbatim. What did it say?
Just look at the diagram.
Not the headline. Not the headline.
What did it say?
What does the actual link say? Right.
Diagram's there.
Yeah,
man. Clown.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you're new to this channel, or you have not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they're live, and there's also a PayPal link in the info box below the video once it has rendered. But most importantly, if you would like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the shape of the Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel, so please share the show. And one last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. Now we are joined by The Plain Truth, SX, Sleeping Warrior, Ranty Flat Earth, Jimmy, Jimbo, D-Marble, Chocolate Sayin, and Alan. Good to have you all.
Hey.
Yo. Hi, guys.
So we're just in the middle of a little debate here where we've been given a diagram that I think Jimmy wants to show everybody and talk about how this is going to debunk D-Marble's 24-hour sun.
Jimmy, I think you need to feel the weight of of your silence. Even if you did a cursory glance, all we're asking for is for you to communicate to us something that you want, or give us something that you gleaned from that article. Don't just, I mean,
But the Earth is tilting, and there's a certain part of the tilt of the Earth that gets 24 hours sun.
And you didn't know that before you read the article, so that was nothing new to you?
I just wanted to confirm it, and the article confirmed it perfectly. Thank you.
Oh, the article confirms it. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
Sure. Yeah. That's what we're done here, guys.
Jimmy.
Yeah?
You do realise that the FE is pretty similar to the Khmer Rouge.
I wasn't aware. Please enlighten me.
Oh, hang on, wait a minute. Before you go any further, you guys are here for housekeeping. This should be great. Nathan, do you want to ask the Ball Earthers their housekeeping?
Sure.
Or the housekeeping questions to the
I was
going to
do that
right now.
Great minds think alike and all that stuff, Ranty. So yes, gentlemen, any signs of curvature?
Yes, in every video that Ranty's produced.
Excellent. Exactly. Do you want to tell us one? This one on screen now is one of Ranty's pictures.
Produced.
Hold on. One of Ranty's pictures is on screen right now.
Any of his videos.
This one's on screen right now. Let's use this one.
Take your pick. Look at that smudge.
Yeah, but that smudge shouldn't be there, Alan.
Oh, smudge. Good Lord.
Alan, you're mistaken. That's perspective.
Sorry, I'm still yet to be... Yeah. Hold on. The question was, any sign of curvature? You said
Where's
any
the 200 foot that the
talking
lighthouse
over me. Hello. The question is, any signs of curvature? You said
yes,
any... You're talking over me again. You said any of Ranty's pictures. This is one of Ranty's pictures on screen right now. Can you tell me? You're talking over me again. Obviously, you're very annoyed by this. The fact that literally as the words crossed your lips, one of his pictures was on screen for the audience. So tell me where the curvature is, please.
Where's the 200 foot underneath the lighthouse?
That doesn't sound like you telling me where the curvature is. The question is, any visible signs of curvature? Show it me.
Curvature's in front of your eyes, young man.
Where?
Do we agree that the lighthouse should not be seen at 31
No. The question is, any signs of curvature? I want you to tell me how you extract curvature from this picture.
Can't see the bottom of the lighthouse.
Would that not be obstruction then?
What's the obstruction?
Excuse me, I have asked for curvature. Any signs of curvature? So does this demonstrate curvature or not?
Yes.
Tell me how. Moving on. Any signs of axial rotation?
Yes, two polar stars.
Sorry, do you want to tell me how two pole stars indicates that the Earth rotates about its axis on a presupposed radius? Please.
Prove that it doesn't.
That's not my question. The question again, I'll just see if Alan can let me repeat it without talking over me 5 times. The question is, any evidence of axial rotation of a presupposed spherical Earth? Please tell me what evidence that is. Pole stars requires a presupposition of a spherical Earth. That is not evidence. So do you have any actual evidence of axial rotation? Just for Ranty's benefit, of the Earth.
It doesn't need a presupposition.
Tell me.
It wouldn't work on a flat Earth. Would not work on a flat Earth.
Sorry, we're not asking for what would not work on a flat Earth. You dim-witted idiot. Listen to the question. Any evidence? Oh, you're doing it again, Alan. Any evidence, and again, any evidence of axial Earth-based rotation?
Polar stars wouldn't work on a flat Earth.
Sorry, not what it wouldn't do on a flat Earth. How many times do we have to say this? Can we move on? Or will you continually assert that something that requires a presupposition to prove axial rotation doesn't work on a flat Earth? Because that doesn't prove axial rotation, does it?
Let's move on.
Excellent. We'll move on. Any signs of a pressurized system next to a vacuum, gentlemen?
Nope.
Alan B?
Alan?
Yes.
Excellent. What evidence do you have for a pressurized system next to a lower pressure system?
Why is there less pressure at the bottom of a mountain?
So I didn't ask for a question. I asked for, let me repeat it, see if Alan can do it for the third time without interrupting.
Oh, move on.
Oh, no, it's okay. I'll ask the question again. You've said yes. Any evidence of a pressurized system next to a lower pressure system or vacuum? Excellent.
These toes are getting roasted.
Any signs of gravity, gentlemen?
No.
No, sir.
Anybody? Anybody at all?
Negative.
No? What about a self-perpetuating molten iron core at the centre of a presupposed spherical Earth? Any evidence of that, gentlemen?
Magnetic fields.
Sorry,
Please
again,
elaborate.
that would require a presupposition of a radius, would it not? It also would not in any way prove the molten iron core at the centre of a presupposed spherical Earth. It's okay. Oh, we've done it again. I tried to do it really slowly this time, so it's thinking it didn't work. Any evidence of the molten iron core at the centre of a presupposed spherical Earth, Alan. Off you go.
Are you having a stroke, you?
No, I'm talking slowly for an idiot who keeps continually talking over me, asserting that he has an answer. 4 for 4. You haven't had an answer. That makes you stupid.
Well, maybe Anthony can answer his claims about the magnetism side of things. Anthony, what would you like to elaborate about this molten iron core still being able to give off a magnetic charge? He's still there?
Yeah. The molten iron core cannot hold a charge. It requires an inducted charge somewhere from some external source because it's exceeded the Curie temperature by about 10,000 degrees. There is no inducted source on the heliocentric model, so it must have been self-perpetuating itself somehow. And they do have an explanation for this called the dynamo theory, but alas, there is no evidence to show that molten iron can perpetuate its own charge. Believed, but not proved to be true. So without evidence of truth or evidence of proof to prove the point, it's just a story.
Perfect.
So aside from the fairy tales, is there any actual evidence of a self-perpetuating molten iron core at the centre of a presupposed spherical Earth?
No, Nathan, no evidence whatsoever, just stories.
There's more evidence than it being flat.
It's okay. Sorry, just one more time. Just one more time. Is there any evidence of a molten iron core at the centre of a presupposed spherical Earth?
No.
Is that for Alan?
For anybody that wants to answer it. Anybody at all, even audience members,
no
anybody at all.
Maybe Jimmy got some. Maybe Jimmy
just stories.
Just a fairy tale.
Just stories.
Okie dokie. We can move on. Any evidence of Bill Miller?
You mean Brian Mullen?
No, Bill Miller.
Bill Miller has left the building.
George Natanuke, what an idiot.
No evidence of Bill Miller? What about the
No
presupposition itself? This is the big one. Any evidence of Earth radius? R, gentlemen? Any evidence of R?
No.
Nathan, that isn't the big one. There was a big one. I may have missed it. I was making a quick brew, but what about gravity?
Oh, I did cover gravity. Just a big fat no.
What was the answer? Did anybody have any evidence of gravity, Alan?
Sorry, Tony, I'm eating an ice cream.
He's like
Jimmy?
Mark. He's gone. He's got a technical issue.
What happened to that guy?
I think that concludes the housekeeping, painful though it was.
I'm having a lovely Magnum if you're interested.
A Magnum?
The white chocolate.
It's the one with the jelly in.
No.
Oh, okay.
So that concludes the housekeeping. Thank you very much for your patience. Please share the show.
So with the failure of the Globelings in the panel right now to bring up any evidence of any of the housekeeping questions, my question to them is: how come you still believe in the ball?
Good question.
There are two pole stars.
What's that evidence of? Which one of the
Oddly,
housekeeping
you can't
questions
even-
does that prove?
You can't prove it.
An invisible one, so faint you can't see it with your eye. We got
Say it
two
again.
of them. Yeah, right.
No, that's not what I said.
The pole itself, being part of the presupposition, requires a presupposition of the R. We asked for evidence of. So unless you're going to presuppose that you're looking at those lights in the sky when you move your location across the flat plane we dwell atop, then you can't assert it as proof because you require a tongue twisters today. You require a presupposition in order to do so. It's not proof of anything.
It is, because it doesn't work on a flat plane. It can't work on a flat plane.
It does. We observe it.
15 degrees every hour of the sun movement.
We observe it. Yeah? We can see it happening. So you saying it doesn't work on a flat plane. So are you asserting that because in your mind we can't observe it on the flat plane, we do dwell atop? Is that somehow a proof that we dwell atop a sphere?
Yes.
How so? How do you extract it into proof of sphere then?
How do you explain it on a flat plane?
No, forget the flat plane bit. How does it then translate into proof of sphere?
Because it's one of the only shapes that would work.
Oh, so you have to presuppose a sphere shape then?
I think you can make a decent assumption on it, yeah. There's a few different shapes that would work.
When I asserted that this would require a presupposition that it's the only shape it can work on, i.e. you must put it on a sphere when you take the observation, it does, as asserted, require the presupposition of a sphere then. So that would lead us, Jimmy, you're doing the Allen problem. I haven't finished yet. That would lead us back to that opening question about proof of R. So, Jimmy, as you've used the stars, which does require radius, would you like to tell me what your scientific evidence of Earth-based radius is, buddy?
I want you to answer my question first.
That's a question to you, mate. You've asserted that we should assert a presupposition of a sphere. And I'm saying we've already covered this in the housekeeping. What's your scientific evidence of that presupposition of a Earth-based radius, buddy? You got that?
I got it, Nathan.
So what is it? Excellent. If you've got it, mate, you tell it me. I've been asking for weeks.
Okay. But what I find amazing is that none of this enlightened panel can actually say...
I couldn't give a crap about what you think about this panel, dimwit. Just tell me what your scientific evidence of R is, because according to you, the only shape it'll work on is a sphere. Or to put it another way, let's presuppose it's a sphere before we start looking at these stars.
No, I said it would work on a square or a rectangle or a diamond shape. Works on other shapes, but doesn't work on a flat plane.
Explain the square.
Yeah.
We have
how would it work on a cube? Go.
The top of the cube is one pole star facing up, and the bottom of the cube is one pole star facing down.
It's the same principle as a sphere. You've got things antipode. So in essence, it's the same exact formula. You are on a cube antipode to the other person on the other quote-unquote pole of the axis, right? So there's quite a lot of presupposition in your cube argument. One is that you are antipode to the other person. Do you know what antipode means?
Mm-hmm.
What does antipode mean?
The opposite side of the hemisphere. So people in Australia are antipode to us.
Right. Hanging off the bottom of a sphere. Right. So your presupposition that I have to accept in order to swallow that it can only work on a cube or a sphere is that people hang off the bottom underneath me in a different country, despite the fact that when I fly across the plane, I see absolutely no curvature. And so far, again, in housekeeping, we've been shown no curvature. But we can just presuppose we're on a bloody cube, can we, Jimmy?
No, I'm just saying that's a different shape that would allow for...
Yeah, it wouldn't work because I can't have somebody antipode to me. That's nonsense.
Why?
Sorry, you show me somebody actually hanging off in the opposite direction to me off any shape. That doesn't work on any shape except a flat plane, where people aren't antipode to each other.
Well, it's to do with gravity, Nathan. But...
Oh, back to gravity. Did you not hear that? Are you deaf? Did we not cover this in housekeeping? You seem to be very quiet when we came to gravity, Jimmy. No worries, mate. No worries. No worries. No worries, Jimmy. Chill. Just give us your scientific evidence of gravity, where you failed to give us scientific evidence of R that is needed for gravity. But you give us scientific evidence of gravity, mate. I thought we covered this. Clearly, you're deaf.
No, this is the reason we do housekeeping, isn't it, Nathan?
Yeah, it's all about these guys not listening. They all went quiet while housekeeping was being done, and now they make the same assertions, having gone through the housekeeping. And people in the audience wonder, why we get annoyed with these idiots.
This is why we do housekeeping. We do housekeeping because then when you bring up gravity, we can go back to it and say, well, you was on the panel when we asked for your proof of it.
I didn't take part in housekeeping.
Oh, you just abstained, did you?
I don't want to take part in housekeeping. I don't want to take part in.
Oh, right. It's a bit like Red Rhetoric doesn't want to take part in this show. And this is the reason, Jimmy. It's not because you just don't want to. It's because you'll have your ass handed to you, like you're having it handed to you right now.
Right now, when you refuse to answer the simple question I asked you.
I haven't got any questions. We did housekeeping. Now you're telling us that the stars prove we're on a bloody square or sphere with people hanging off the bottom of it antipode to us. That's your assertion, and we've got a lot of questions to you, mate, because that's nonsense.
Today's word is antipode.
Yeah, when you assert that looking at the stars means that when I travel across the flat plane, suddenly I'm hanging off the bottom of where I was previously, is nonsense, Alan.
That's a very childlike description of things.
Well, that's exactly what you've got to be if you're hanging off the bottom of a bloody cube, mate. Yeah, it's nonsense when you put it like that, isn't it? It seems childish to describe people hanging off the bottom of a cube or a sphere. It seems like bananas talk, but this is the kind of crap you spout. And then you just say gravity, right?
Okay, we'll explain two pole stars and a flat.
Why do you keep asking me to explain something? We're still on the stars that you've asserted, Dick Brain. What part of that don't you get? You've asserted the stars prove we're on a bloody cube or sphere. So let's go from there. Either a concession that it don't, and you need the presupposition of R or gravity, which we covered in housekeeping, or you can keep saying these nonsense things and have us getting annoyed with you, which we are.
Silence.
So, stars not proof of the sphere then, Jimmy? Or are you going to reassert it again?
No, they are.
How are they?
And also the 15 degrees of the sun.
Sorry, not 15 degrees. Hold on. 2 poles. Tell me how it proves a ball.
Because it doesn't work on a flat surface.
That doesn't prove a ball.
It doesn't work on a flat surface, so you've got to take that one out of the equation.
It's just an assertion. Yeah, prove that negative. Prove something doesn't happen. It's very difficult, my friend. Prove I don't have unicorns in my garage. Can you do that? Hold on. Let's level the same at you. Can you disprove my unicorn?
Yes, it's a mythical creature.
Sorry, I've got one.
Well, that would probably make sense. You lie about
disprove it, Alan. Conclusively disprove my unicorn.
Invite me down, do tea. I'll have a look in the garage.
No, you just do it from where you're standing. He's just asserted we can't do something on a flat plane. Prove I don't have a unicorn.
You don't?
Oh, well, that's just an assertion. I've got one, my friend. I am stroking it right now.
I don't think you should.
Yep, and I saw the unicorn through remote viewing, so I
hold
can
on. I want him to try and disprove it.
The unicorn that
hold on, Jimbo. Has. Let's see him disprove my unicorn.
I mean, this is ridiculous. That's totally ridiculous. You dance around the questions because you don't.
You've just asserted that you cannot do this on a flat plane.
So explain to me how it is possible.
Prove I cannot acquire a unicorn.
I mean, I hope everyone, all the viewers out there, are like, "Wow, he's resorted to using unicorns."
Yeah, you're saying you can't do something on a flat plane, and saying that is a proof of something. You're saying that's a proof that it's a sphere, not working on a flat plane.
Are we back on the 15 degrees an hour thing?
Seems that way.
Either one, 15 degrees or 2 pole stars. If you've got any answers for that, that'd be great.
Well, let me see. The whole idea of 15 degrees over a flat surface. I mean, if you have ever seen the face of a watch, you just kind of look at it like that, guy. This isn't all that complicated. You know, that's just the path of the sun and the moon circling around the North Pole center. So, I mean, if you can't figure that one out, man, I really don't know what to
in the North Pole, Demar, but it works, granted. But anywhere else in the rest of the world, it doesn't work. You do the angles. I think you're.
How do you know that?
Did a video on it.
And how do you know
what works from any other position?
Yeah.
Obviously, the sun doesn't move 15 degrees anywhere else in the world. Is that what you're saying now?
Well, obviously that would be here. If it works at the North Pole, then you have to extrapolate the distance of the sun traveling away from the North Pole as time goes by. So if you can check it from the North Pole, that's the starting point. That's the genesis of where you're going to get your 15 degrees an hour. So and I did that, or I was closest to the North Pole as I could get at that point. Okay, so it's real. It just is. I already have it filmed. So that was 15 degrees an hour or so. Maybe off one way or another due to dioptra, maybe spazzing out one way or another. But come on, guy. Explain how it works on a ball, though.
Because we're on the ball and there's a sun that's 93 million miles away.
And who determined that? Who measured that? Many. Name 4.
Through eons of research.
Name 3. Name 3 people who determined the distance.
In 1653, Cassina in 1672, and then more recently through the advent of technology, they've also made it more accurate.
Advent of technology. Okay.
Yeah.
And they are
right. Hang on. Sorry, let me interrupt there. What was the first name you gave?
Huygens.
Excellent. Right, Nathan, present my screen, please, if you would. I'd like to just challenge that claim that you just made. I've been waiting for ages for someone to do that, and now we have our moment.
Excellent.
Right.
Bingo!
Hold on. Let Anthony do his little presentation. Please don't interrupt.
So, as he correctly cited, Christian Huygens is the guy that quoted the distance to the sun. He was the first one that, quote, accurately did it. And I'm going to read from this citation. This is... well, it seems to be something to do with NASA, but it basically says Christian Huygens' measurement to the sun says the methods for finding the distance between the Earth and the sun that we inherited from the ancient Greeks never succeeded in giving an accurate result. Wonder why that might be. But rather, lower limits to the distance. Astronomical history books tell us that the first measurement came from observations of the parallax of Mars in 1672 by Cassini and Richter. There was, however, a determination in 1659 by Christian Huygens that is both, quote, ingenious, so remember that word, and accurate. Remember that word. Ingenious and accurate, okay? And which deserves to be better known. And thankfully, our friend here has cited him, and for which credit should be given. He's given the answer, which I've been hoping somebody would give for ages. However, it is described in Latin as Systema Saturnium, right, whatever that means, and in French in his Oeuvre Complete, and also in a new book by Van Helden. In 1656, Huygens, living in Paris, had determined the shape of Saturn and its ring with the aid of a superior telescope and his own analytical skills. This is where it gets interesting. Nathan, are you paying attention? It says, Huygens wanted to give the sizes of these objects relative to the size of the Earth. We're all right at that bit. We know that they've got parallax scaled. Now watch what it says. He knew the relative distances, okay, of the planets, but in order to convert his angular measurements into Earth diameters, obviously he would need to know what the Earth diameter was, he needed to find the distance from the Earth to the Sun in Earth diameters. This is where it gets fun. Huygens solved this problem with an assumption. Does anybody know what his assumption was?
Was it radius?
If he supposed that the planet Venus had the same size as Earth, he could calculate the distance in Earth diameters from the measurement of its angular size. So it's all based on a presupposition that Venus is the same size as Earth.
Mic drop.
Awesome.
Mic drop.
Absolutely awesome.
Mic drop. That is a mic drop.
It is a mic drop. So shout out to whoever gave you that information. Make sure you thank them from me personally, because you just debunked your own argument. It was based on a presupposition about the size of Venus being the same size as Earth. Boom, boom.
Ding, ding, ding. Knockout.
So here you go. Put a little link there for D Marble. I know he's a good friend of Great Sapien. Maybe you should check out that video.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's what is it another one of those videos where he used my name in the title or my face in the thumbnail so he could kind of grow his channel? Is that one of those?
Wait, Jimmy.
Hang on. My point's just
Jimmy, that was your response.
No. Everyone's given fair credit to your point, Anthony. It's absolutely awesome. I've just literally gone into the comment section and timestamped it for the re-up when it's rendered. Yeah. So You know.
So I want him to respond to that because he brought up Christian Huygens, for which credit is given, right? That is the answer. But I want to know why it's based on an assumption that you guys now consider to be true. Is it not a problem that it's based on the presupposition that Venus is the size of Earth? I would say so.
And that goes into the creation.
Hold on, Travis. Let's hear some Ball Earth responses.
Great work there, Anthony. So anyway,
yeah, what about the answer to the question? Is it not a problem that it's based on a presupposition that Venus is the same size as Earth?
I think it's a problem for you.
No, it's a problem for you, mate.
Is it now?
Yeah, you're the one that cited it, and I'm asking you, is it a problem? And you're saying it's a problem for me. No, it's a problem for you, mate. And if you can't see it or refuse to accept it, then we have a problem here, Nathan.
No, maybe he doesn't understand how it's a problem. Anthony, can you explain why this is a problem for him?
Well, he's guessing the size of Venus to give him the distance, because if you know the actual... This is my point about the angular size. Angular size is a sum. Angle size is a measurement. And you all laughed at me for it, but it's true. You need to know the actual size of something to get the distance. So he's assumed that Venus was the same size as Earth.
Oh, but how do we get... Hold on. How do we get the size of Earth, though? That's based on...
I don't know, Nathan. It didn't say in the book.
Is it based on... Is it R?
It might be based on R, Nathan.
It's R. So Venus has got the same R value as Earth, right? So we could include Venus in the housekeeping then.
Well, yeah, listen, we could include it, but what we can get back from the guy that cited it, Jimmy, is we can ask him to explain why that presupposition of Venus being the same size as Earth is not a problem for you guys, but we're pointing out it's a big problem. So you tell us why you accept it, and I'll tell you why we don't.
So this guy, he picked a light out in the sky, and he said, that's the same size as Earth.
Yeah.
What is the diameter of Venus?
Sorry, we've just told you it's the same as Earth. Has the same radius based on this guy using the begging the question fallacy that we ask about in the housekeeping. That would be R.
Very similar, though, wouldn't you say?
And just, hold on, you asked a question, I'm giving you the answer. Hold on, you've just asked a question, now I'm giving you the answer because you didn't listen to Anthony. So he's basically taken the presupposition of Earth-based radius, the thing we ask about in the housekeeping, and just decided that a light in the sky he sees is the same size as that presupposed sphere-Earth radius value. So it's just this dude. He's just decided that's how big Venus is.
Cooked it out of his arse.
Yes, precisely.
Yeah.
Well, you'll go and get Ranty a new camera and you can take some great observations.
Sorry, let's not talk about Ranty and his camera. You seem to have danced over it very quickly. Like even the most stupid person in the audience would see how quickly you danced over it. Yes, he plucked it out of his arse, as you phrase it. Is that not a problem? Is that not a problem?
It's your
fiction corroborated by more fiction.
How do you get a 15 degrees a turn an hour when you're plucking values for how far these things are away out of people's arses?
No, you can go and observe that yourself, Nathan.
Sorry, what, the presupposition of Venus being the same size of Earth? Sorry, I'm just getting clarity.
Right now.
What can we observe ourselves? The presupposition that Venus is the same size as us?
No, you can go and observe right now the sun moving at 15 degrees every hour, and then go and ask your friend in America, D. Marble.
So the problem with that is you've got a presupposition that it's 93 million miles away, and that presupposition comes from some dude. Yeah, you keep talking. You're obviously very annoyed about this, Jimmy.
I'm calm.
Your religious belief has been plucked out of some guy's arse.
According to you.
Nathan, it goes further than that. Not only was it plucked out of his own arse, the book that he was cited in quotes him as being both accurate and ingenious, and the story should be spread.
And
being plucked from his arse.
Tony. And it's also from the 17th century.
Sorry, what was that?
This is the only citation I've got, and I can't find anything else.
Hold on,
so
Anthony. Anthony. Sorry, what was that, Alan?
And the book's also from the 17th century.
Unless you've got anything better, it's the only citation I've been able to find.
It's from the 17th century.
I don't understand. Sorry, hold on. What's your point, Alan? What's your point, Alan?
It's out of date, not relevant.
So what's it been superseded by?
Tony, come on.
Unless you've got anything better, this is the only thing I can find. It stands.
Riley.
Sorry, have you got anything? Hold on. Have you got anything to challenge it? Anthony's been asking this question for quite some time also. So this has been presented to him from one of your side. Have you got anything better?
I'll have a look. I'll do some homework if you wish.
Isn't the dating of the source irrelevant if we allow the discussion of Eratosthenes to come into play, which was longer than 300 years ago?
Yeah, I think so, Travis.
It depends on the technology used and the knowledge.
Sticks.
Things move
Sticks.
on.
He used
That's
sticks.
the thing, that's the thing about science. You're not afraid to be wrong.
It's not science. No,
Sticks
that
and
would be
shadows.
isolating independent variables and establishing cause and effect. Sticking sticks in the ground and presupposing that you're standing on a sphere, that definitely isn't science.
Why are you
So
against
let
it?
me ask a question real quick, and pardon me if it's juvenile. When we talk about 15 degrees of precession, right?
Mhm.
What is the degree of? What are we talking about? What is the degree within?
What do you mean, sorry? I don't understand, sorry.
Well, if I'm talking about distance and there's 1 degree of curvature at 69 miles, that's 360 degrees. I'm talking about a sphere,
Okay.
a circle. So when we're talking about 15 degrees of the sun's precession, what is that measurement in reference to?
How it moves across the sky.
Okay, but the degrees, the 15 degrees
15
is
degrees of
it's 15
arc
degrees of
radian.
it's 15%, right?
No, it's 15 degrees in arc radians of a total of 360.
That's the point I'm trying to get to. So we're still back to a presupposition that
Absolutely.
that's what yeah.
You can go and observe it yourself, though, surely.
Oh, sorry.
No, you can't.
Did you, hold on. Jimmy, did you understand what was just explained to you by Jimbo and Travis about the presupposition needed for your assertion about 15 degrees an hour? Yes or no? Did you understand is the question.
I understand what they said, but you can go and observe it yourself.
Yes, we know we can go and observe it. We can go and look at the sun move across our heads. That's fantastic. However, if you're going to assert that that proves a sphere Earth, you also require a presupposition of a sphere Earth.
No,
Did you
I'm saying it
understand?
doesn't work
Hold on,
on
Jimmy.
that plane.
Hold on. Just calm down. Did you understand the bit that requires you to presuppose you're on a sphere? Did that bit get understood?
I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying it doesn't work on a flat Earth.
Don't worry about
Therefore,
what
you
you're
have to
saying.
meditate.
Just tell me that you understood that in order
I said
to
I didn't
extrapolate
understand.
out. No, you didn't repeat back to me. Okay, fine. Play it your way. Repeat after me. I understand that in order to extrapolate out 15-degree turns of suns into a sphere Earth, I must first presuppose I'm on a sphere. Can you say that for me, so I understand that you've understood?
I don't agree with that, no. Sorry, I'm not going to say
No, that is not something we need you to agree or disagree with or debate. That is a fact.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. In order for you to extrapolate out that the sun is turning around a sphere because you measure 15 degrees an hour, you must first presuppose that that measurement was taken on a sphere. I'll keep repeating it as long as this show lasts until your dumb ass understands this concept, because it is fact. It is not something to be debated. You require a presupposition of a sphere to begin with. No need to talk over me at the crucial moment. I'll just repeat it. You require a presupposition that you are standing on a sphere to begin with, Jimmy. Do you understand that?
I understand what you're saying, but you're incorrect.
No, I'm not. So I'll repeat it. In order for you to extract out that the sun is turning around an Earth that is sphere-shaped at 15 degrees, then you ultimately, initially, need to extract that R value and then use that R value to give you your 15-degree turn on a sphere. It's an affirming the consequent formal logical fallacy known as begging the question.
D-Marble, before you go, can you just check
my
out
name's
that video?
Nathan. My name's Nathan. I'm waiting for you to concede the presupposition required for your bullshit assertion that the sun's movement proves we're on a sphere, which it does not.
You're wrong. I don't know what to say.
No.
It's an observation.
It's not a right or wrong. Yeah? It is a fact. In order for you to make the assertion that the sun turning proves we're on a sphere, you must first presuppose that you are on a sphere.
No. You're just making an observation of the sun's movement And that's it. It doesn't matter if you want a globe.
Okay, so let me jump in real quick because this is the same issue that we have when we're talking about Eratosthenes. If you simply do straight geometry, you're going to get a straight line. Okay?
What?
If you do... Okay. If you measure from point A to point B, you're going to get a straight line. Okay? It's a straight line. No matter how far you go up, no matter how close you get to the ground, it's a straight line. Okay? So the same instance that we're talking about here, Jimmy, is that if you simply measure the sun's movement on the Earth, you're going to get something that demonstrates straight geometry. The only way you're going to get a degree is by assuming there is a curve. So here's my question to you. Here's my okay, fine.
No, sorry,
here's my question.
You're asking a question.
Here's my question to you. Okay, so you affirm that the sun moves per hour 15 degrees, yes?
Yes.
That requires that the Earth is a sphere, yes?
No, not at all. You're making an observation.
How do you know that?
Sorry. If you're just making an observation of the sun moving, then it's not proving anything, is it?
He's making an observation that the sun moves 15 degrees every hour where you are.
How do you know it's a degree? How do you know it's a degree, Jimmy? How do you know it's an arc? How do you know? How do you know it's not a straight line?
Where's your time lapse footage, Jimmy?
I've done time lapse stuff.
No, I'm just asking. I'm asking.
Let's keep on topic. Hold on.
I'm here.
Where'd you get the degree from? Is the question, Jimmy?
Take a measurement, and then an hour later, you make another measurement.
Okay.
Simple.
And the sun has moved. Yeah. So we deduct that the sun moves.
The sun, yeah. We can deduct something moving anyway, yeah.
So the sun's moving. Excellent, Jimmy. You are about as stupid a glober as it comes. In your model, we are turning, not the sun moving. You complete buffoon. That's your model. Sorry, I haven't finished talking, Jimmy. Sorry, you didn't get to that bit, Jimmy, so shut up while I point out that you have just told an audience that, yes, you can look at the sun moving and say the sun is moving. But what you do is say that we are moving and the Earth is turning on about an axis, right? But you haven't said that. You've just said we look at it, we just make an observation, and when we do precisely that, we come to the conclusion that the sun's moving. Tumbleweed.
It's so quiet. It's so
Marble,
quiet.
before you go, can you check out that video I put there?
So we're not moving past the fact that you have asserted that looking at the sun moving, as you very clearly pointed out, proves anything to do with sphericity. It just proves the sun's moving. It's just an observation of the sun moving, Jimmy. So was all this for nothing? It's just we're proving what we assert and what D. Marble asserts, that the sun's moving exactly as it seems to be.
No, because you can do the same measurement anywhere in the world and it's 15 degrees. And that does not happen, cannot work. It's impossible to work on a flat plane. It is that simple, Nathan. And none of one of you has actually managed to.
That doesn't prove
wait a minute. Nathan, can I intersect for 1 second?
Go ahead.
We got D. Marble on the panel who has done a 24-hour time lapse of the sun, right? 24-hour. Explain that on your bullshit ball model.
I've given you a link.
I'm not interested in the link.
Well, then that's your problem, then, Rancy.
I don't want a link. I want your proof.
No, I've given you.
Go ahead, D. Marble.
Reading more. D. Marble, can you look at that link I put on the YouTube, please?
No, actually, I have to go clock in. I'm going to be heading upstairs to go to work shortly. So,
okay, well, in your spare time.
Yeah, probably not. But
can you tell us what it is, Jimmy? Can you tell us what it is?
From Homo sapien?
It probably is, because he did say he was going to send you one, didn't he?
Don't mute people.
Okay, yeah, I'll pass. We're fine.
No need. Don't mute people. You've been muted, Jimmy. Jimmy, can you just tell us what the evidence is, if you can come off mute for us?
Right,
rather than just say, look at a link.
Hey, guys, I'm going to go ahead and hop off, because I got to get upstairs.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much, Darryl. It really has been a pleasure. Thank you for sharing all that evidence with us. I really, really, really appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. Continue putting these Globers on notice that they've got nothing. Like to thank everybody for hanging out. Say what's up to the panel. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me on, and hope you guys have a great day.
Yo, man, be easy, brother.
Peace.
Stay flat.
So it's not just left hanging out there, Jimmy. Can you just tell us what's in the link that you're asking people to watch, so that we have at least some vague idea about why we might want to watch it? You're on mute at the moment, Jimmy. Hello, Neil W. Jimmy. How you doing? Can you hear us?
How you doing? Can you hear us?
Pop your watch page on mute.
How you doing? Can you hear us? Pop your watch page on mute.
Popped you on mute as well. So we've got Jimmy and new guest Neil W on mute. Whether or not we get an explanation about that link is doubtful by the looks of things.
I didn't mute myself, by the way.
I know someone else on the panel did. I told them off.
Oh, okay.
Tell us what's
more useless distractions, the link. Just probably more BS.
It takes 8 minutes to watch, and it explains it better than I can. But basically, the only place that the 15 degrees works is on the North Pole.
Oh, sorry. What do you mean North Pole? You mean the north of a sphere?
Center of the circle.
Sorry, the north of a presupposed sphere? North Pole?
No, the North Pole of a flat plane. Jesus.
Sorry, pole. When you say pole, have we got a south pole that's underneath it with an axis when you talk about the pole?
Maybe watch the video, Nathan.
No, just tell me. It's your video. You've cited it. I'm asking a few questions. You've cited a video, and I'm saying, well, is there a presupposition of a sphere in this video or not?
No.
There's no presupposition of a sphere?
Nope. Watch it. Takes 8 minutes. I think it's 8 minutes.
But just tell me how it proves a sphere.
Just watch the video, Nathan.
Just tell me how it proves a sphere. Can you not tell me? Does it not prove a sphere? Is that why you don't want to tell me it doesn't prove a sphere?
No, I'm just saying on a flat plane is what I'm talking about. I want to keep it.
No. You don't understand. When I say, does it prove a sphere, and then you tell me go and watch it because it doesn't prove a flat plane, then I think, well, this is a waste of my time. This is a waste of my time. You haven't disproved that I haven't got a unicorn. So this is a waste of my time. Have you debunked that I haven't got a unicorn yet? Have you debunked that I haven't got a unicorn? Have you proven that I don't have a unicorn?
Nathan, you're 38 years old. I think you should grow up, mate.
Sorry, have you disproved my unicorn or not?
This is all you've got, Nathan. It's
what, you asserting a negative doesn't prove a sphere, so I've got no need to watch that video. It doesn't prove sphericity.
No, it's talking.
Don't laugh. There's no need to laugh. Does it or does it not prove sphericity? Is there a proof of sphere in it or not?
It does prove it. Yeah, it does prove the sphere.
What's the timestamp for it proving a sphere?
No, I need to watch the video, Nathan.
I don't have time. I run a show. I've got guests that come on assert things to me, like you. If you don't know how it proves a sphere, then that's fine.
I do know how it proves a sphere.
But tell me.
It shows that only a sphere model would work.
Only a sphere model? So you're saying it has to have a presupposition of a sphere? No, you complete idiot.
Exactly. No, it shows on a flat plane first.
No, don't worry about the flat plane bit. Just tell us how it proves a sphere.
You're trying to get me down to this presupposition of the sphere thing, and I'm saying it shows on a flat plane.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get drilled into you. And then when I get you to say, how does it prove a sphere, you say, if we put it on a sphere...
Well, it works, surprisingly.
Right, that is called a presupposition, you dumbo! Silence. No. Hand wave dismissal because I'm thick. Yes, that's a presupposition. You complete idiot.
No, it's not.
Hand wave dismissal's not going to get out of the fact that when you say the only way it works is if I put on a sphere, then you're putting it on a sphere. That presupposes a sphere. You complete idiot.
No.
No, so far all we've got is 3 in a row hand wave dismissal.
Anthony.
Not Anthony, my name is Nathan. I am the one ripping you a new asshole.
You're not ripping me anything, you're embarrassing yourself.
You have given me 3 consecutive hand wave dismissals after literally asserting that you must start with the assumption of a sphere. I say starting with the assumption of a sphere is starting with the assumption of a sphere. Or to put it another way, it's a presupposition of a sphere, and you say no.
This is all you've got, Nathan.
What, ripping you to pieces? Yeah, that's all I've got. Destroying ballers with their presuppositional arguments.
I bet you don't even watch the video. I bet you don't even watch it.
No, I won't, because it has a presuppositional argument. Took me long enough to drag it out of you, but for anybody in the audience who thinks it's worth watching this garbage, it's not. It starts with the presupposition that we're on a sphere.
I'm lost real quick. Are we still talking about the 15 degrees?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a video that has a presupposition that you're on a sphere when it looks at the 15 degrees.
But here's the problem. Here's the problem. If I'm simply Joe Schmo and I'm completely ignorant of anything scientific that's been going on in the past couple hundred years, and I decide, thank you, Alan. I was waiting for that actually, and so I start to measure the movement of the sun. Okay. Where does the problem come in for me to start scratching my head and trying to figure something out if I don't have an idea in my head already that causes that problem? So if I'm simply measuring the movement of the sun, all I'm going to do is measure the movement of the sun. I don't need to explain anything.
Yeah. And then if you go to, sorry to interrupt, if you go to anywhere else in the world, you get exactly the same measurements. That cannot work on the flat Earth or flat.
Okay, but
and this video explains it, but none of you will watch it because you're too close-minded.
No. Okay, so let's say for instance, I then move 50 miles away and do the same thing, and then I move 50 miles away and do the same thing, and then I move 50 miles away and do the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm in a straight line. The sun is moving in a straight line. I'm still going to continue to move around, and I'm still going to have the same observation.
Yeah.
Where's the problem?
Well, then go to Australia and do it.
Okay, again, do you follow me now? I've just moved from point A to point B.
The point is, it happens everywhere in the whole world. I don't know what your point is.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
He wants it to be a straight line. That's what he wants.
It's not that I want it to. It's not that I want it to, Alan. It's that at what point in your mind does it not become a straight line anymore?
Because it doesn't work on any other shape, and that's the fact that you.
What doesn't work? What doesn't work?
The 15 degrees.
What degree? Degree of what, Alan?
A 360 radius.
Where? Why would I even?
Oh, sorry,
think that
sorry,
that was
sorry. A
factor?
360 radius of what?
Right. Where
a circle.
A circle of what? What's doing that circle?
It's a unit of measurement, you dim.
Sorry, what is the unit of measurement in reference to? Would it be in reference to A, listen carefully, the sun's movement, or B, the presupposed spherical Earth movement? Which is it? A, sun, or B, Earth?
Which do you think?
I'm asking you.
I'm asking you.
Oh, really? Well, I want an answer or I'll kick you out. Which are you measuring? Sun movement or Earth movement?
Keep me out.
Okay. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. I think Slight Nihilist wants to come on. He says that the idea that it's a presupposition is ridiculous, and he can prove that it isn't.
Excellent.
Presupposition.
I don't understand why someone would decide to be kicked out rather than just provide evidence. I don't get that.
If it's not really evidence, and if it's not really the truth, how can you stand with it?
So then how do they keep fighting for it, though? Like, you guys can't provide any evidence, but they keep fighting.
Mass
videos, guys. You're just going to say it's not real.
Sorry, I've just got this Greater Sapien video, so can you see that?
That bozo? Jeez, that's who you're talking about?
Yeah.
Greater Sapien? Jeez,
so what's this? What's a solar day?
This is the guy you've been talking about?
Sorry, this is a guy that he says doesn't have a presupposition. Sorry, so Jimmy's disappeared. Now we've brought the video up. He's had an unexpected phone call. That's interesting. So what's a solar day? What's that mean? Anybody?
Well, I could answer, but I'd be answering for them. So that's...
Go ahead. I don't mind. Jimmy's gone on mute for some reason.
No, I don't think he should be allowed to answer for them. Let's wait for him to come off mute, and then we'll get him to answer the question.
So my question is in terms of the challenge that I posed to Jimmy, did that make sense? Was I clear in terms of what I was trying to communicate?
Absolutely. Clear as crystal.
Yeah. Okay.
Like Nihilist has gone very quiet now in the side chat. He seems to have disappeared. He was all mouth before then. So it doesn't appear that he's actually going to back himself up and come in and tell us. Another.
I'm sure if the panel becomes full again, yeah, he'll come back.
So Jimmy's had a very unexpected phone call, and yeah, we've put a bit of your video up, one frame, in fact. Where you been, Jimmy? Hello, Jimmy.
The phone call was from his handler.
Adds dramatic effect.
So is this the video that he explains that it's not a presupposition? Some guy talking and explaining something?
Yeah, he uses a presupposition that the Earth is a sphere when he comes to proving that the Earth is a sphere.
Right. The issue that was brought up before was that Greater Sapien doesn't do on the street work. He just talks metaphysics.
Exactly. A little bit like Neil deGrasse.
Well, he does a show where he, you know, blows up building with gas and other stuff, dramatic stuff, you know, fun to watch, but, you know, not science, just like bullshit. So, you know, if he's some kind of physics expert or whatever, I don't know, but I mean, he's just some guy with a beard on TV, basically.
Oh, apparently it's not a presupposition, it's a deduction.
Oh, a deduction. Where did the deduction come from? Not scientific evidence that it's a sphere. A deduction that it's a sphere.
Great granddaddy was a great deducer of things.
Okay, let's wrap it up. They already deducted it's a sphere. Let's go home.
Sorry, guys. I'll take the call then.
What's a solar day? He uses this term solar day. Do you know what what's that mean? I don't understand.
Maybe Sherlock Holmes deduced the you know, the current system. You know, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, great deducer of crime. Maybe, you know, the Big Bang. He looked at it like a crime and said, "Well, Big Bang happened, accretion happened." Maybe it was Sherlock Holmes, and famous British writer who gave us all this. I'm kidding, of course. No, deduction, yeah. Great deduction, Watson.
Big shout out to the 250 people watching.
Wow, 253 people. Wow, that's probably the biggest audience we've had to date, I think.
I'm not taking any credit for that.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
You're not taking any questions either, are you?
So, what's the solar day then? He talks about a
He's
solar
going to answer
day.
my question, but anyway.
Yeah, you told us to go watch a video. So, what's a solar day? He talks about solar day.
Yeah, he explains it.
Yeah, I want you to explain it. What does that mean?
So we've got a look.
What do you mean? Let's have a quick look. Have you not watched it? Have you sent us a video that you've not watched?
Time it takes for the Earth to rotate around its axis.
Really? So they're just asserting we have solar days. Then this Greater Sapien just assumes we have Earth-based rotational axis about a presupposed radius. Yeah, because he's talking about solar days. So it seems to me, as asserted on multiple occasions, this guy's presupposing he's on a sphere, mate, just like I said he was.
No, he's not.
Sorry, what's a solar day again? Sorry, my bad. Maybe I misunderstood.
What's axial rotation of the Earth?
What's that again?
Where the sun comes back to the same point in the sky.
Because the Earth is rotating about its axis.
Do you not all observe that? Can you not all observe that, guys?
No, we don't observe Earth turn. We observe the sun moving. That's why when it shut up.
Back to the same point in the sky.
There is no turn.
Why do you think we do housekeeping at the start of every debate? We ask you for the proof of axial rotation. You don't have any.
No, I don't want to entertain the ridiculous thing that you're talking about.
I don't have
axial rotation.
No,
yeah, I would agree that is a ridiculous.
I don't have proof. There's no.
The ridiculous thing is your model, bro.
I have an
don't have a solar day, then.
One at a time.
That none exists. Like I say, a 50 caliber fired straight up, a minute and a half hang time, or a minute and 50 seconds till it hits the ground again. and there's supposed to be an axial rotation to the ground that we're on.
Jimmy.
That's
Jimmy.
frame of reference is lunacy. All spin is lunacy. The bullet can come back down and kill you on the spot. There's no axial rotation. Someone sniping?
Certainly seems that way. Probably because Jimmy's getting beaten really badly. He's told us to go and watch a Greater Sapien video, and then what do you know? Within a second or two of looking at it, glancing over at it every so often, pretty much stopping at almost a random frame, and we get to the point where clearly the guy's got a presupposition. The Earth's already a sphere in his mind.
That's incorrect.
Jimmy.
That's incorrect.
Yeah, the Earth is
You
already a
think we
sphere
don't
in
have a
his
solar
mind.
day, Nathan? Is that what you're saying now?
Yeah, he's got a presupposition that he's on a sphere. Sorry, Jimmy.
You're saying we don't have a solar day, Nathan? Answer that question, please.
Sorry, a solar day is based on a presupposition that you are on a sphere.
No, it's not. That's
and
incorrect.
the Earth is turning, causing the effect of the sun to just appear like it moves through the sky. That's what it is. It's a presupposition. Sorry, Jimmy.
No,
it's
sun
not worth
appearing in the
just.
same point
Sorry,
in the
Jimmy.
sky
It's okay.
about
I just need
20 hours.
to let my audience know that they don't need to go and watch that Greater Sapien video. That it doesn't
No, you don't
contain.
need to watch it
It
because
doesn't
it blows
contain
up.
any globe proof. All it contains is presupposition, like I asserted before watching it.
That's all you've got, Nathan. Presupposition this.
Presupposition, it's called. Try and say it without stuttering. Yes, it's not all I've got. It's all your religious faith has, Jimmy.
You've got unicorns, and you got your scientific method, which is actually, if you actually look into where your esteemed colleague got it from, you should read that maybe. I'll find that for you if you want.
Sorry, what's this got to do with your presuppositional argument that you presented from Greater Sapien that contains presupposition? You said that it contained globe proof, and it doesn't.
Wait, have you actually watched it?
Yeah. Did you not? You don't seem to listen, Jimmy. Where do you think I got the frame from?
Right, so you watched all of that?
No, I didn't watch all of it. I didn't need to.
Right,
I just stopped on one frame and then asked you what a solar day was, and immediately you started asserting things about spherical Earths.
I lied about P900. No, lied about watching a video.
Like asking what a sidereal day is.
Nathan, can I have a go at answering this question?
Go ahead.
Just ask your question again.
What's a solar day?
It's the question that you keep saying that nobody's wanting to answer.
Oh, the 15 degrees?
Yeah. So ask the question again.
How on a flat Earth do you explain the sun moving at 15 degrees everywhere on Earth, on the flat plane?
Can I see the evidence that the sun moves 15 degrees everywhere, please?
Oh, Jesus.
Sorry, did you not hear what he said?
In Australia, South America, anywhere in the world.
Right.
So do you have any evidence of this claim that you make, that the sun moves 15 degrees for everybody?
It's fact.
Word salad. We were looking for proof, not word salad.
Fact.
You know that argument that you guys have about the stars, the rotation of the stars?
Hold on. Jimmy. So, fact. Show it up. Show us the fact. Prove it. Back it up. You can't just say fact. Fact, unicorns. Fact.
So let's be clear. We're asking for evidence that everybody in the world, so we'll just do it from countries or many points across the world, all sees that same claim that you make. 15 degrees every day. Bear in mind that the sun doesn't rise or set on the same place twice in any 1 6-month period. So it can't be doing the same thing that you say. No, it can't, because the sun doesn't rise and set.
Summer and south during the winter. It displaces every day. It's not over the same spot in 24 hours.
So I'd like to see the evidence. And in the same way that, you guys claim that the stars prove, the 2 rotation points prove that we live on a sphere that moves, spins. Well, that evidence that you need to be able to make that true, which is an observer in the south looking south at the same time as another observer in the south looking due south at the same time as each other, seeing the same set of stars. Because otherwise, if that evidence doesn't exist, it's a bit of a problem for the assertion that the rotation of the stars proves a globe.
I've been in Australia and I've been in South America.
I don't care. I want to see what you see when you look south, you moron. Where is that evidence, please? What was that?
Evidence. Yeah, you didn't, because you got none. Evidence.
Have you heard yourself, Ranty?
Yeah, we're asking you for evidence.
Video, Ranty, because
evidence. Evidence. Show us the evidence right now.
Okay, well, let's presuppose that this.
No. Evidence.
Let's presuppose.
No.
How would you explain that?
Really
No.
Suppose?
Yeah, presuppose them.
That's the whole problem here is
Really?
presupposition. Presupposition of R, presupposition of Venus being the same size as Earth.
Jimmy,
Calculation,
Jimmy.
presupposition of everything.
Word salad, word salad.
Not word salad.
Evidence. We've asked you for your evidence. Just prove it. Do it now. Show us.
Why don't you prove it and prove me wrong?
Yeah, Ranty, why don't you prove Jimmy's point for him? I mean, why the hell would he be expected to prove any assertion that he makes? All Jimmy needs to do is say the word fact, and that makes it so. So go and prove it, Ranty. Prove Jimmy's point for him.
Oh, do I have to?
Of course not. That's ridiculous.
Exactly.
Come on. Do it now. You could all go and do it right now.
Do what?
Do what? Do what right now?
Do what?
You've got someone in America and you've got someone...
Yeah, that's the point, though. We could do it, but that evidence isn't there. So until you come back with it...
Well, that's utter nonsense, Anthony. Utter nonsense.
Right, no, unless that evidence exists, mate, we don't live on a sphere. So let's see the ball. Let's see that two observers looking due south at the same time see the same set of stars when looking south. Let's see it. And it can't happen, even if it was true. Even if it was true, it can't happen because of something called declination, right? Walks all over your argument.
Incorrect, Anthony. You've got nothing. You've got literally...
No, I'm not the one with nothing.
No, you've got nothing.
It's just another Jimmy hand wave dismissal.
You've got nothing. You can't explain it.
Yeah, and a second hand wave dismissal from Jimmy. Nothing is what you've got, Jimmy. So hand wave dismissal telling Anthony that he's got nothing is pretty sad.
You've got nothing.
You're the one without the evidence.
Third time. Is that third or fourth? Hand wave dismissal with Jimmy asserting after being demolished that Anthony's got nothing.
Anthony, do you see Simon Dan's recent video about you?
No.
You should put a comment on it. There, you lied.
So distraction technique. So, yeah, yet another dismissal by way of distraction.
Nathan, you didn't call him a lying there because it was definitely Anthony Riley or Sleeping Warrior, and he said thanks for the advert.
Right, so it doesn't mean that he watched the video.
What
doesn't mean that he watched the video.
About?
Hang on, wait a minute. I do that quite a lot. I won't watch a video. I'll just put thanks for the advert and leave. I'll pause it as soon as the video starts. I won't even watch it. So when you asked, did he watch his video? He might have gone to the video and left a comment. Didn't mean he watched it. Prove that he watched it. Prove that he watched it.
Hand on heart, did you watch that video?
Prove that he watched it.
What video are you talking about? Who cares?
Simon Dan's video about you making assertions about not testing spacesuits in a vacuum place because someone nearly died in there. And then you made assertions about the Challenger rocket. And Simon Dan
why
got
are we
quite angry
talking about
that.
this when we've gone from stars to NASA fakery? What the hell is this ham-handed segue? Have you got the evidence of people looking south and observing the same stars, or not?
Say again?
Have you got the evidence you've been asked for by Anthony that you've now danced around and then distracted away from?
It's all out there if you want to go and look for it.
If we want to, we're asking you. Have you got it? It's your assertion, you idiot. Have you got the evidence to back your assertion or not?
Not on me now.
So if you basically do what you do and hand wave dismiss your assertion without evidence. So I'll do what you did 4 times, Jimmy, you complete dick. You've got nothing.
Have I?
Yeah, that's correct. That's why when I say you've got nothing, you agree, because you haven't.
Okay.
Yes, that's correct. Okay, Jimmy, you complete buffoon. Your assertion that the stars prove something is utter nonsense, because, I'll say it a 3rd time, hopefully you'll agree, because it's fact, you've got nothing.
Okay, 1 second. There you go.
Google.
Sorry, what are we waiting for exactly, Jim? Me old mucker?
I'll just send you a little link.
I don't need any more links. What are you sending me a link for? Does it have proof of a sphere?
It's proof of the South Pole Star.
Listen, don't you have any words of your own that you can use? Or any evidence of your own that you can speak about? Why do you just keep sending us links? This is pathetic.
Says the man who goes out and takes crap video.
Oh, sorry, this is yet another distraction technique. We're asking you for your evidence. You're now saying you've got a link, right? So what's the link about? Don't just say I've got a link. Otherwise, I'll start telling you about the link I've got to unicorn videos.
Unicorn. There you go. Brilliant, Nathan. There you go.
It's a small thing, but, you know, there's a rotation around a center point in the south that's apparent, but no southern star. There's no...
But hang on, the bigger issue is, without the evidence that proves two observers in the south looking south at the same time see the same stars but in a different position, without that evidence, it's a flat Earth proof, mate, because you've got
Lacilia. Where's Lacilia? Let's look at this one.
Well, it's a technical thing too, but usually measurements of stars can't be taken for anything below 15 degrees from the horizon. They're not accurate.
Hey, do you remember last year, Anthony?
Have to come from above 15 degrees above the horizon.
Anthony, do you remember last year when we got access to that link that allowed us to look at what the club of ballers put all the stuff on the database?
Yeah, I've still got that.
Yeah, it sounds to me like Jimmy is one of these guys because I've just heard him then. Oh, I wonder what this one is. It sounds to me like he's literally using that database of the ballers.
Well, what I would like to know, Jimmy, if you don't mind telling me, given that you...
Let me just say one thing before you do that.
No, Jimmy, wait, no.
Is that correct?
The first video I put in was Australia. The second one was Chile.
Where did you get this link from, Jimmy?
YouTube.
Yeah, no, where did it originate, though? Where did you come across it? Did you stumble across it because of suggested videos?
Just now, literally just now.
What did you search for?
South Pole star time lapse.
South Pole.
That's two different places on the Earth showing the same thing.
Sorry. What did you search for? South Pole what?
Star time lapse.
Yeah.
South Pole star time lapse.
Which video did he put up?
I put them in the side chat. They're there for you.
Yeah, well, you said you just searched for it, so it's just the top result, right?
Mm-hmm.
Amazing Sky. Is it Amazing Sky? The YouTuber named Amazing Sky.
The dark horse is usually what people find and follow because it's a little.
Sorry, hold on, Jimbo. I just want to.
Yeah, Amazing Sky is the top one. Yeah, it's the first one.
The moving stars of the southern hemisphere, and that's from Australia. And then I did where is it?
So wait a minute.
Revolving around the south celestial pole, and that was from Chile.
Sorry.
Right. So
hold on, Ranty. So the video title itself is a begging the question fallacy, Jimmy. Now I want you to. The title of this video, just listen carefully, is "The Moving Stars of the Southern Hemisphere." Now, can anybody in the audience... Hold on, Jimmy. Can anybody in the audience spot the logical fallacy there? Can anybody spot the presupposition? I'll repeat it. The moving stars of the Southern Hemisphere. Anybody spot that presupposition? Anybody?
Mm-hmm. The sphere. The semi-sphere.
That's all you've got. That is all you've got, guys.
Guys,
what do you mean?
Listen.
What? Sorry. Are you saying, Jimmy, that all I've got is pointing out logical fallacies?
When we ask for your evidence, all you do is type into YouTube a question, and the very first link that pops up, you send this in the side chat as if it's some form of evidence.
Yeah. Well, actually, I want to ask you a question. Where did you get the citation for Christine Huygens from before? Did you look that up, or did somebody tell you? Now, be honest, because I've looked for it for a long time, and it's not easy to find. So where did you get the Christine Huygens reference from?
Very easy to find. I did it when I was in the chat here.
How did you do it?
On space.com. I can tell you how I did it.
Go on then.
What did you type? What did you search for?
Give me a second. I'm just going to go back. I've actually got the tab open for you guys. Oh, 1 second. Who measured the distance to the sun? History.
So you put that into Google and got to that page, did you?
Yeah, it's on space.com.
Can you share your screen and show us?
No, I don't want to do that.
I don't believe you, because that's not an easy citation to find.
Hold on. Hold on. He's told you how he's done it. I mean, I've just come off my tab. I'm doing other things at this second. But if someone can just search that phrase.
Yeah, I've done that before and it doesn't come up.
Well, just do it now. Hold on. He did it during the show. So don't say he didn't do it if you haven't even typed it into Google right here and now, as he's done it literally 5 minutes ago.
No, I'm saying I've done it before.
Yeah, do it now.
Let me do it now.
Now, not before.
So what's the type? What did you type to find it?
Who measured the distance to the sun? History.
Sun distance.
Space.com.
So this is the one where when you find this reference, in essence, what you find is that some guy, what was the phrase Jimmy used? Pulled out of his ass that Venus was the same as the presupposed radius of Earth. So this is that reference, right, Jimmy?
I think so.
This is the one where somebody pulled out their ass the distance to the sun?
That was Anthony.
No, it's the guy in this citation where he said he assumed that Venus had the same presupposed radius as Earth. So he, as you put it, pulled it out of his ass.
No, that's what I thought you said about it all. Well, I said that, but as in making a joke about, oh, he just pulled it out of his ass. He did just pull it out of his ass. That was what the word said. Not in that verbiage, but it said that he had to assume Venus was the same size as Earth. Now, the word assume can be substituted with pulled out of his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. So, this citation we're now talking about is a citation that proves you don't know the distance to the sun, and the guy in this citation pulled it out his ass.
Right, well, can I just intersect here and tell you what space.com actually says about that? And Anthony, you might want to listen to this. Pin your ears back, mate. In 1653, astronomer Christian Huygens calculated the distance from the Earth to the Sun. He used the phases of Venus to find the angles.
Yeah, that's right.
The phases, not the actual pre-assumed Venus can be the same size as the Earth.
Oh, so he didn't just pull it out of his arse then?
No. I read it verbatim.
Yeah, you did. But what I'm saying is that space.com have changed what actually happened by saying that he used the phases rather than saying that he pre-assumed.
Oh, right. So in my citation comes from AdSab's Harvard EDU full whatever blah blah blah, and in that it clearly states that he assumed that Venus was the same size as the Earth. Are you saying that space have changed that to say something different?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
So what does it say on space then?
It says in 1653, astronomer blah blah Huygens calculated the distance from Earth to the Sun. He used the phases of Venus to find the angles in a Venus-Earth-Sun triangle. For example, when Venus appears half illuminated by the Sun, the three bodies from a right triangle from Earth perspective. Blah blah blah. Never does it say that he assumed that Venus was the same size as the Earth.
I wonder why that doesn't say that.
It does actually say, Ranty, guessing correctly by chance the size of Venus.
Can I just interject here?
Go ahead.
I found it says historically the first person to measure the distance to the sun was Aristotle around the year 2050.
Hang on, wait a minute. Guess it. Yes, he does actually say that. Guessing correctly by chance in brackets, right?
2050 BC.
What's the chances? What's the chances of him guessing correctly by chance the size that Venus is the exact same size as the Earth?
So rather than assuming, they've substituted for
maybe
guessing
what he was doing
correctly.
Ranty.
He just guessed correctly, right? He just guessed correctly.
He just managed to guess correctly the size of Venus. Yeah, of course, that's what he did.
Yeah, that's what it says on space.com. So you're saying you think that's farcical too then, Jimmy?
No, I'm saying what you're saying is farcical.
Well, no, we're just reading out from NASA or space, whatever it is, space.com. We're reading that out. It's not us saying it, we're reading it. So you're saying that's ludicrous.
You know what it also says? It says his calculations were also based on this correct assumption. Even though his result was not accurate at all, the method was correct. Extremely simple and elegant. What the hell does that mean?
Yeah, but in my citation, it says that he was, what did it say? It says it was both ingenious and accurate and which deserves to be better known.
We need to definitely make these assumptions and guesses that happen to be correct widely spread, because they're not correct. They're just guesses and assumptions. And with that, I'm going to say first and foremost a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of the debating panel for making this debate possible. And of course, a massive thank you to all of the live audience for tuning in and hopefully sharing this debate. If you hated the show, then you know exactly what to do. But if you like the show, maybe consider sharing it with a friend or subscribing if you've not done so already. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!